What's up, guys? It's ThePhatBandit, and I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the patch. Now that I've had a full day, full night of playing it, played it some more today, I have my thoughts, I guess, a little bit better situated in my head, a little bit more organized, so that I can talk about it. Because there are some issues, for sure. There are some things that, a lot of people are not liking about it. There's some things that people are really complaining about it. There's people that really like it, really like the way the new role play system is going. But I just wanted to give you guys my argument or my opinion on it. And, please let me know what you guys think. And I want to hear other people's opinions because, to be honest with you, I think we need to talk about it. I think people need to talk about it more and try to see, what's the pros and the cons of this game. Clearly, this game is not for everyone. I don't think every game is for everyone. There's some games out there that are just, for a niche market, and that's totally fine. That's what those developers wanted to do. That's where they wanted to target the audience, and that's that. This game, obviously, is for people that like the kind of strategy that it's being thrown at them, the kind of role play, and especially now, the way that it's set up with the different roles that you have for ships. It definitely is a lot more team reliant. You have to rely on your team. You have to be more team oriented. You can't just go around trying to solo everything. And that's not for everybody. I mean, take a first-person shooter, for example. If you go and jump into Call of Duty or something, and you are really good at that game, and you're given a loadout just like everybody else, or you're given, the opportunity to have a loadout, same as everybody else, but you just happen to be really good, really good with that loadout, and you're just really skilled at that game, you're going to be amazing. And you don't have to worry about your team. You can actually carry your team. As a matter of fact, there has been some cases where you play a game and you're just like, you know what, team, sit back, chill out, because I'm going to win this for us, basically. I mean, and those are certain games like that they're fine the way they are, and then they appeal to those kind of people. But again, not team oriented, not super heavy on the whole relying on your teammates to win a battle together. If you take a game like Battlefield, for example, that's very team-oriented. I mean, you need to have good teamwork. You can't expect to solo everything and go hit all the objectives and whatever game type that you're playing. You can't expect to not have a good, solid team. It's built upon that concept. That is, you have to have a good, solid team. I think that the issue with this whole patch and the update that's going on now, and the whole role-playing system that they have kind of going on now, is they didn't have it before. It wasn't necessarily you have to rely on your team. Sure, a good team is a good team and it'll probably win 9 times out of 10. But if you had one guy that was just really good at sniping with a frig, he could take out a bunch of people before they got to him. He could pretty much carry the team if he wanted to, or he could determine the match and kind of be like the game breaker for the team, for the game. So that's gone now, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people are upset, because some people found that loadout, that those ship modules, and the way that they had their ship set up. They found that thing they were just really good with, and they were able to go in, like for instance Call of Duty, and go in and carry their team and go plant bombs and escape, and evade successfully and be able to get away and be able to kill as many people as possible and still do very well for their team, and their team didn't even have to back them up. They could do very well on their own. And if the other team was any sort of disorganized, that one person could take advantage of that and absolutely win it for his team. So that's gone now. That's completely gone. A lot of people make the argument, and I understand every side of the argument playing with it. I've had plenty of conversations with people that are the other side of the argument that absolutely hate the update and stop playing it altogether. And I understand all that. I understand that you miss that feeling of being able to find exactly what fits your playstyle, load out your ship the way exactly you want it to be, and go into a match and be able to wreak complete havoc on the entire other team because you're that good with that ship. I get it. You miss that, and that sucks. That really does suck that you lost that. But at the same time, think about the whole other slew of benefits that we got from this role playing, or the role setup that we have for this new update. Now, I'm a fan of it. I am a fan of it. Now, do I like it more or less than the way it was before? I mean, I don't know. I like it though. I can say that is that I like it. It's not necessarily better or worse. It's just different. Like I said, Battlefield, is the way that it's being played now, and then it's Call of Duty was the way that it was played before. I'm gonna use those two references or analogies as the way, because most people have played those games. And yeah, like you can't compare Battlefield to Call of Duty. They're two different type of games. You play them differently. You don't think about them the same. You use different tactics, different strategies, different teamwork to win a battle in Battlefield or a battle in Call of Duty. It's just the way it is, and that's what they've done to this game. It's a complete overhaul, and it is, and most people are upset about that, and I can understand that because it's a complete change of pace from what it used to be. But you can't say that it's wrong or bad or not good or anything like that. It's just different. You can't say I will take that as a valid argument. You can't say it is different, and it is different, and I totally agree with that. But it's not any worse or better. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it because I like team-oriented games. I like games that force you to have a good team, have good strategy, force you to be part of a team that you must rely on to get things done. I like that. I like that a lot. I really like Battlefield. Another good analogy, if you guys have played Gears of War, is if you ever have a full team against one other person on the opposite team, the person that's on the opposite team by themselves is probably going to lose. That's a very team-oriented game. You need to be, you can be really good and probably take out a lot of people, but that's just another example of like how if a team is good up against a very small number of people that are good on the opposite team, they're going to win. The better team is just going to win. It's just the way it plays out. Flanking maneuvers and whatever. It's just the way it plays out, and that's the way that it is now, and I like that. I do like that. I'm a fan of that stuff. I like to work together with my team. I like to coordinate and, efforts and stuff. And as far as restricting me to one role, I'm not. While I do not like restrictions, at the same time, if it's forcing you into a role to make balance happen, to make it so that you and your team have to work together, and different roles have to be equipped and played together harmoniously to win the battle, I'm a fan of that. I like that. I completely 100% back that up. I like being put into a role if I know that, hey, the rest of my team have their roles, and if we all play them together successfully, we're going to win this battle. So I'm a fan of that. I don't necessarily hate that. I do not like restrictions, right? But I don't mean restrictions as in, I don't like it restricting me to a role. I'm okay with that. I don't like restrictions as in, I don't like the fact that there are some modules that, in my opinion, would fit into this category better as opposed to that category. Now, that's completely my opinion and my whole personal taste and what I think about the game as far as the modules go, but realistically, it makes sense. It makes sense the way that they have it set up. So again, I'm a fan of the role-playing. I am a fan of that. But I can understand people's arguments when they say that they hate being restricted. Hey, look, you just came from the Star conflict that was, and it had hardly any restrictions. You can pretty much put any module on any sort of ship. Once you found whatever modules you liked, you can pimp that freaking ship out the way you want it and play it exactly the way you want it. Hey, it just jumps from that to absolutely restricting you to only a limited amount of modules and probably modules that you might completely hate. And I can totally understand you being upset about that. You just completely switched the game. Basically, just imagine the patch or the update being completely switching of the game. Now, the argument that people put up with that is that they can't, the developers can't do that. What do they expect? They expect people to be okay with that? They expect people to be just like, oh yeah, no, it's going to be fine. Like, you're going to completely change the game that we've been getting used to for the past, couple months, and we're going to be okay with that? Well, no, I can totally understand people not being okay with that. That makes complete sense. But at the same time, it's the developer's game. It's the game that they wanted to make. They clearly had this in mind, and they've actually hinted at this and told people about this for the longest time, that there was going to be these kind of changes going on, with the game, and that they were going to be the ones that were going to be changing it to this type of game type, right, with the different roles and the different kind of, roles that everybody has with their team, and it has to be, and it's going to be this way, whatever. They've been pretty much telling us this for a while now, and if you read it on any patch updates or any announcements or whatever, they've been saying this. So it shouldn't come as a huge shock or surprise unless you haven't been keeping up. But that being said, I understand people's arguments with, hey, look, I hate being restricted. Again, you just came from a game that was barely any restrictions and being like, here, develop whatever kind of ship you want to make. And now it's like, nope, you're only allowed to make this kind of ship or this kind of ship. And so it doesn't give you a lot of room for variety or making the ship super customizable the way that you want it. So again, I get it, but that's how it's coming down. That's what it's coming down to. That's what it's changing to. And people need to understand that it's not worse, it's not better. I mean, and if it's not your taste, then yeah, I guess it is worse for you personally. But that's a personal thing. But it's just different. Generally speaking, it's just different. It's a different type of game. Now, people that haven't played this game jump into it and they'll be like, "Oh, this is cool. This is a different type of spaceship battle game, a dogfighting game, but it's got different roles." And look, they'll look at this game the way that it is now, right? And they won't see the past that was, being able to customize our ship however we want. So, just I don't know. I guess my whole like response to it, or my whole like what I'm trying to ask you guys, I guess, is like, just try to keep an open mind that it is just different now. Whether it's better or worse for you personally, it is just different, and that's what it comes down to. But this kind of brings me into my next little like rant that I kind of want to just talk about, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with the patch or the update, but it's more of people's attitudes towards it, and it's basically people get really upset at the whole notion that, hey, I've put money into this game, and I've paid for this, and I've paid for that, and this game is turning to complete shit, and now I regret ever putting 1 penny into this because it's not the way that I want it to be. That attitude right there, in my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, is 150% wrong. Because you first of all, they didn't take your money. And I've seen this literally in chat, people say, they took my money. These developers take your money and then they do whatever they want with the game. No. I'm sorry, that is 100% wrong. You can say that all you want, but that's wrong. No matter how many times you say it, it's not correct. They did not take your money. You gave them your money. You willingly put your money into this game to buy whatever it is that you wanted to buy, a ship, a premium package, whatever it was, and you were the one who decided to do that. They did not put a gun to your head and say, hey, buy this game or else we're gonna kill your family. No, they never said that. It never happened. You willingly put it into your own mind, into your own heart, to give them your money. So that has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they took your money or anything like that. Absolutely wrong. That is a wrong attitude to have, and it makes me resent the community. It makes me just not want to be a part of this community, because the Star Conflict community, because it's like, you can't have that mindset. You cannot have that mindset. I mean, you can have that mindset. It's your own personal life. I'm not telling you what to do, but it's still wrong. Why is that? Why? And I understand the argument that it's, hey, I've paid for something. And, I put my money into this, and my hard-earned money, my hard-earned time into this, because I wanted it to be good, and now it's not. And I have more of a right to be upset about things, and look, that argument is an argument, sure, but I still think that that's not a correct argument. Why? Because, like I said, it's not your game. A lot of people's attitudes are, I put money into this game, therefore it should be what I want it to be. That's wrong. It's not your game. Unless you're literally sitting down at your desk right now, developing assets for this game or programming for this game or something, this is not your game. You do not directly affect, and what I mean by that is you're not going into like the code of the game and programming it to be played a certain way, or making it so that the ships look a certain way or anything. You are but a player. And right now, as it stands, whether you like it or not, a lot of people hate this argument too, but it's the truth. You are but a beta tester. That is what you are right now. And if you decide to put money into a beta game, into a game that's in beta stage, then that is completely and 100% on you. That you did that on your own accord. That has nothing to do with the developers. That is if you want to blame anybody, it's absolutely your fault. The developers put it out there because who the hell doesn't want to put stuff out there? If you're developing a game, if you and your friends put together a game and you put it out there on Steam, and you go, hey, this is a beta because we're still not done with it. We're still not satisfied with it. We still want it to be, we still want it to be better than this. We're still officially releasing stuff later on, but we're putting this in beta for you to try it out. By the way, if you want to, if you feel the need to, if you feel so compelled to buy this premium package or this or that or the other because you want to put your money into it and you want to help us out and support us, thank you very much, then yes, here are some packages that you can pay with real money and do it. Are they forcing you to? No. Did you do it on your own accord? Yes. And if most people's attitudes are, Fuck them. I put money into this game. I hate them now. Your attitude should not be that if you put money into this game. Your attitude should be, hey, I put money into this game because I care about this game, because I wanted to see this game grow, and I wanted to support the developers, and I wanted to support this game. Thank you very much. Here you go. I'm very, very happy that I'm able to put this money, and I don't regret it at all, and I've put it into there, and I'm really happy. Thank you, developers. Thank you very much. I hope all goes well with you in your game. And that's the attitude you should have. If you don't have that attitude, don't pay for anything. Don't buy anything. What blows my mind is the fact that people get so upset when you're putting money into a beta game. It clearly says beta. I'm sorry, look, and a lot of people get upset with me, and I've had people tell me on general chat, hey, you have no room to talk because you haven't paid for anything. As a matter of fact, I do have room to talk because I am still putting as much input as you are into the forums. I'm talking to developers. I'm telling people what I think and stuff. That's as much input as I'm putting in, and that's exactly how much input you're putting in. As a matter of fact, some people put money into this game and don't put any input into it at all, and then they get pissed off. Putting money into this game is doing nothing but helping the developer support, and you're supporting a game. That is it. That's what you're doing. The money aspect does not make it so that whatever you say goes and is law. That is not the way that works at all. If you really care about this game and you want to see this game improve, or you want to see a change for the better, put input into this game. Go to the forums. Tell people what you think. Tell people what you think is wrong or right. Tell the developers. Write the developers. Put it in general chat. Hey, I think that with this should change and that should change, you know? And I see a lot of people doing that, and that's awesome. But the people that just put money into this game, pump money into it in time, and don't put any input, and then get pissed off because the game isn't the way they are, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. Putting money into this game doesn't tell the developers what you think is right or wrong. Let me ask you this question. If everybody just stopped putting money into this game, or stopped paying for anything in this game, do you think that the developers would stop developing this game? I'll answer that question for you. Fuck no, they wouldn't. They would continue developing this game 150%, full steam ahead. They wouldn't stop developing this game just because you haven't paid for anything. If anything, if they were really hurting on money or something, they would just put it back to closed beta and keep like a select few limited amount of people in there. And that would be that. But it's not. It's an open beta. And if people don't like that concept, if people don't like the concept of, oh, I put money into this and it's not the way I'm working, then two solutions to that. First one, don't put money into it, you idiot. Or two, put money into it, sure, but then be happy that you did and put the input into it if you want the game to change the way you want it to. Or you know, if everybody speaks their mind, if the general public speaks and goes, hey, we, as your beta testers, as your audience, don't agree upon this, and that. That's when the developers go, hey guys, so they're not happy with this, and that because of these reasons. Okay, they sound like good reasons. We're going to change them because we agree with them, or we're playing it more and we see that these problems occur. But by giving them money, you're just saying, oh, look, I like this game and I support it. And then when you get pissed off and leave, do you really think that they've lost anything? Hell no. Hell no. You just gave them your money and then pieced the fuck out. You're the idiot. I'm sorry. Like, it's just there's no other way to put this. Now, like I said, there's some people out there that are nice people and that do put money into it and put it in there on a good heart and for good reasons because they support the game. And then they put in their input or don't, and they either like the game or don't, and they leave, but they're okay with putting the money in there. They don't get pissed off and write the developers or put on the forums, I fucking hate this game and I'm going to boycott this game and I'm going to tell all my friends to fucking, boycott this game as well and tell everybody in the world this game is the worst game ever because they cheated me out of money. They didn't cheat you out of shit. You're the idiot that paid for something. So those are my rants, guys, because I was just really, these things were bugging me, and I continually see things like this in general chat. I can totally understand arguments against this new update where they implemented the roles for all the ships. I can totally get both sides of the arguments, which is one side, hey, I don't like being restricted to only having to deal with one module, or one select few class of modules and one type of ship. Or the argument that is, I like the roles because they make it so we're more reliant on our team and we have to work together as a well-balanced team. Those are the only two arguments really that I will, that I care to listen to or that I want to have with people. I want to be able to debate this stuff and not necessarily debate it because I'm not gung-ho about one side or the other. I just more want to hear everybody's opinions because I want to get a general idea of where this community wants to go with this game. Now, do I talk to the developers one-on-one? No. Am I some sort of person that is getting paid by Star Conflict? No. Am I some sort of person that has direct influence on what the game is? No. But I'm a part of the community, and as a part of the community, I want to be able to kind of corral us all together and be like, hey guys, let's talk to the developers because we don't like this, and we do it in a, you know, a reasonable, mature, and coherent fashion, so that they're not getting just a bunch of bashing and a bunch of stupid people saying, "Oh my God, this game sucks. It's the worst. You guys fucked it up. Peace. Bye. I hate you guys forever." That absolutely does nothing, in no way beneficial to the process of the game, at all. Alright guys, this has been my rant. This has been the Fat Bandit, and please let me know what you guys think. And again, I'm open to I'm open to all arguments, and let me know what you guys think. So I'll check you guys later.